Self-expression, the privileged communication of one's views. Some great courage and personal growth arises from the freedom one feels to express their own individuality. A primary, universal human characteristic is our curious need to interact within our environment, physically, socially, and therefore emotionally. Social anxiety disorder is characterized by a debilitating fear of social interactions. Additionally, any critical judgments brought about by the perceptions of others. Therefore, socializing and social events become avoided. Social anxiety disorder is considered to be one of the most common psychiatric disorders. Furthermore, it is associated with regular impairments and the increase of the development of other psychological disturbances. Multiple characteristics of the social anxiety disorder are quite widespread throughout our population. Taking into consideration, let us say, the fears one may have when speaking in front of a larger group of people. These correlated behaviors, including the overwhelming emotional responses associated, are a representation of our bodily alarm systems, the reactions for the potentially life-threatening incident. With a closer look into the functioning body, the specific biological functioning contributions are understandably obvious. The activation of the cardiovascular system, increasing blood flow. The constriction of specific blood vessels, raising blood pressure, directing blood flow. The excess of circulating blood is now directed toward the skeletal muscle purposely for the ability to self-defend. All of which reflexively creates the need for one to escape the current situation. Therefore, the organisms that are able to quickly and effectively respond to a life-threatening situation will survive the course of the day. Now, with the presence of an approaching predator, this agitating alarm system is very appropriate. In our modern day, however, that approaching predator may potentially just be a group of individuals that you're about to join. These various complicated defensive bodily functional adjustments have been termed our biological survival mechanisms, or preferably, our stress response. This bodily stress response has many important implications for our human fears, or the so-called experience of anxiety. This social with the added quality of life consequences should be considered for individuals suffering from panic or social phobias. Those bearing the consequences of social anxiety disorders may appear to hide within the shadows, shying away from interactions with those in their immediate environment. To the observer, appearing to be quiet or possibly disengaged. Although the internal emotional turmoil is exhaustingly overwhelming. Therefore, employment and interpersonal relationships considerably suffer due to this socializing phobia. The experience of social anxiety influences our individual's sense of self-worth, therefore our behaviors. Then, of course, our sense of well-being. Going forth to intrude on our complete sense of self that alters our activities of participation, eventually going forth to interfere with our physical health, as the understanding that our emotions affect our physical health is dating as far back as the 2nd century physician Galen. Today, with our considered more modern medicine, widely still continues to view as well as treat the mind and body as two separate entities. Thankfully, over the past 30-plus years or so, the needed research linking the physical structures of the central nervous system to our emotional status and behaviors has begun to move more towards the mainstream as a more holistic version of health emerges.